All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone that do root well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, to the hopeful elect in the 1/3. And Adon Ratazah, this lesson will be edifying as well as exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. And yeah, let's go into this real quick. Let's go into this. Okay, I got this lesson right here titled Is This a Part of Prophecy? Okay. So for Wadia Bashem El Shai, Bashem Rakakwadash, for give me the inspiration to do this. All right, as the title reads, is this a part of prophecy? Okay, so let me share my screen. Now I was on Google, all right, and 16 hours ago, this article came out, okay, BBC, all right. Now I'm not going to read really anything. This is more for a question, okay. If you are a Hebrew Israelite, you are watching, you are listening, you believe in this truth, okay, but you also have to believe in what? You have to believe in prophecy, okay. Do you know what prophecy is? Do you know what prophecies need to come to pass to get us to the kingdom? All right. So my question is this a part of prophecy? All right, right here. Is this a part of prophecy? Okay. There's a lot of Israelite camps that are going to tell you no. So my question to the believers, okay, is this a part of prophecy? All right. Look at this. Having a C-hip in your brain that can translate your thoughts into computer commands may sound like science fiction, but it's a reality for Nolan Arbog. Okay. Now, it's funny. I looked up the name meaning for Nolan, and it means what? Famous. Okay. So this prophecy that we're waiting on, all right, is going to be famous because it does tell us that the whole world is going to be involved. So I've already answered the question, but my question is for the believers, the viewers, the watchers, okay, the ones that are watching, listening, all right, getting this information. Is this prophecy? Would you look at this and say, this is something I need to take heed to? Look at that X. All right, look at that X. Okay, Chi Psi Stigma. Look at that X. A lot of spiritual things here. Okay, so is this prophecy? The answer is yes. All right, the answer is yes. But you out there in the Israelite world, the so-called, we don't like using it, the so-called community, okay, is this prophecy? Is this something that Israelites should be taking heed or being aware of? Okay, so is this prophecy? All right. Now, if you're a sister, you don't need to answer. If you know, you know. So this is for the brothers to answer. Is this prophecy? So now let's go into and show you this real quick. Matter of fact, let's go to Rev 3. All right, let's go to Revelations 3. Let me show you something. There's an in particular prophecy right here. Okay, let's put this red letter on. All right, look at this. If you're an Israelite, this is what you should be aware of. Okay, as an Israelite, your main focus shouldn't just be going out and need a wife, fringes. No, you should be fixating and focusing your mind on prophecy. Let me give you a precept for that. Let's go here. Let's go to the 1611 KJV. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Verse of the day, Matthew 24:5. For many shall come in my name saying, I am anointed. Don't you have a camp that tells you that you can be united in anointed? Don't they tell you can be united in anointed? Okay, but does that camp teach that this is prophecy? Absolutely not. Okay, so now you're learning you have to seek your own salvation. You are now learning that you need to seek your own salvation. Only you can prevent forest fires. It says, and shall deceive many, and they're going to deceive many by false prophecies, false divinations, vain words. Okay, now you as a believer, your job, okay, is to show diligence. Your job is to pray to Yahweh Bashem El Shai to guide you to the truth, to open you up to this, because majority are not open to this. Just like in the past, Jake doesn't have the spirit. So my question is that prophecy? Sirach 39:1, but he that giveth his mind to the law, right? We do give our mind to the law. And you have other camps that just push the law, but it's not just the law. There's something called the law and the prophets. Did you know that? Let me show this. Okay, let's put watch this, the law and the prophets. Check this out. Check this out. In the King James Version of the Bible, the law and the prophets refer to the Old Testament, specifically the first 5 books. Okay, let me see here, right here. Okay, so you actually have this in the book. Let me put it like this. Let's just put law, prophets, and let's see what pops up. I haven't been really dealing too tough with AI lately. AI has been pissing me off with all these different answers and questions. Look at this. You see law, you see prophets. You see law, you see prophets. The Jeremiah 2:8, the priest said not, where is the Lord? And they that handle the law knew me not. The pastors also transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal and walked after things that do not profit. See? So even in the past times, you had men that rose up in the prophet position, but they prophesied through Satan, all right? Meaning left hand, okay? Look, Matthew 5:17, red letter. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. So you as an Israelite, you not only have to fixate yourself on the law, but even more importantly, also the prophecies, okay? And it says, I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So you as an Israelite, you should be looking for prophecies to be fulfilled. You as an Israelite, you should be looking for prophecies to be fulfilled. So do you know what prophecies you are looking for to be fulfilled? Do you know what prophecies you need to be waiting and watching and looking for? Because what I see collectively when it comes to the believing Israelites, it's just all you need to know is you're an Israelite, and now it's a day club. Now it's a day party. What's up with that? You know, look at this. Matthew 11:13, for all the prophets and the law prophesies until John. See? Law and prophets, law and prophets. See? Acts 13:15. And after the reading of the law and the prophets, the rulers of the synagogue sent unto them. So our custom is not only to read the laws, but also to read into prophecies. This is why when John the Baptist was on the scene, you had wicked men that sent men to him because they wanted to inquire if he was Elijah or that prophet. Okay. So you as an Israelite, the Israelite world out there, knock, knock, knock. All right. Are you just reading the law, or are you also reading and waiting on prophecy to be fulfilled? And this is a major, 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 major prophecy that we are waiting on to be fulfilled. Okay. So you have something of, I believe in the law and the prophets. Okay. Look, Romans 3:21, but now the righteousness of Yahweh without the law is manifest, being witnessed by the law and the prophets. So you as an Israelite, you are not only to be attending to the law, you are also to be attending to the prophets or prophecy. So do you know what prophecies you need to be attending, looking, or waiting for? So Thawadi Abba Shemel Shai, we know the answer. It was a question, but we know the answer. Sirach 39:1, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. There it is. See? You should be occupied in prophecy. So yesterday, when this article fell in my lap, when I went on Google, the homepage, okay, my, when you go on Google, you have the homepage, you'll suggest things. Me, I specifically constantly try to control the algorithm, okay? So when I click on Google, when I go on YouTube, there's not booty shaking videos. There's not sports news. I'm not saying wicked if it is, but in my spirit, I want to be constantly fed information surrounding the truth, the gospel, prophecy. So I saw this and I immediately put it in my notes. And the Thawadi Abba Shemel Shai, Bashem Rakakwadash, for give me the spirit to do this now. Okay. So from there, let's get this again. So Revelations 3:10 now. Revelations 3:10. What is this? What is the hour of temptation? Okay, there's too many Israelites out here that have self-appointed themselves and these teacher, prophet, priest, pastor, shepherd, general, captain, bishop title, and none of them are prophesying unto you. So you as the listeners, you as the sheep, let's do something real quick. Let's just put sheep prophet. Let's just see what comes up. I like to play on words and see if any, okay, so nothing came up with that. So let's do sheep prophecy. I'm just curious. Is that how you spell it? Let me see. Just curious. Okay, so none came up. I like to do that. I like to look to see. Revelations 3:10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. So there's an in particular prophecy that's regarded as the hour of temptation. Okay. It's referred to as the hour of temptation. So what is this? All right. What is this? Now, real quick, let me also get let me put this in real quick. Let me get Ezekiel 36 because I want to make a point here. I want to show you something. Now I said sheep, but you could also put it like this. Watch this. Let's put I'm gonna go to Ezekiel 36, but I want to see if it's gonna show it for me. Let's put prophecy, okay, with an S, and let's put Israel. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Right here. Let me see what comes up. Look at this. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. Look at this. He doesn't prophesy good unto me. See? Look at this. Look at all this. Right here. Ezekiel 13:2, son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel. So we not only got to prophesize, we got to prophesize against the false prophets of Israel. See? That prophesy and say unto them that prophecy out of their own hearts, hear ye the word of the Lord. See? You see that? This is very important. Prophecy is, did I say I was going to go Ezekiel 36? This is very important. Ezekiel 36:1. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. So if you are out here teaching, bringing out information pertaining to us being Israelites, opening up the scriptures, where we're at in this captivity, not only are you supposed to be talking about that, within the law, you also have to be talking about prophecy. So my question again, is this a part of prophecy? Okay. Anybody out there that's kind of skimming the surface in the Israelite world, you're waking up, you need to be asking whoever you're learning from, you need to ask, does this have anything to do with do we need to worry about this? Is this something that should be concerning? You know, is this something that we should watch out for, be aware of? This just came out 16 hours ago. And this zombie, this sacrifice name is Nolan. And his name means famous. And that's exactly what this prophecy is. It's going to be famous because all the world is going to be affected by this prophecy. Okay. Just like us waking up affected the known world. What does it say? This gospel shall be preached to all nations as a witness, and then the end will come. So prophecy is famous, but in particular prophecies that we're living in are going to be weighed heavier in the world compared to others because the world's still going on right now, even though we've woken up. All right. And it's going to increase as power comes, things of that nature, where you would put shame, you bring fame. But the point right here is this in particular prophecy that we're waiting on, the world is going to be involved in it, meaning you cannot avoid it. You cannot ignore it. You cannot try to just push law while this is going on. And this is pertaining to prophecy. If you go into law, you also have to go into prophecy. All right. Now it says, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. We are all dwelling upon the earth. So there's an in particular time where everyone on earth is going to be tried. This is why in Rev 13, it says old and young, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So now I want to show you this. When you go into the word try, because one now needs to ask, try what? What do you mean try? Don't I say, try me, try me? What you mean try? How am I going to be tried? What you talking about being tried? I'm going to show you. Tried means whether it can be done. A trial, a test, to test one's faith. How are you going to be tested in these times to come? What are they going to do collectively to the world? World health, world economic. You put it together. Now you're going to be tried by the enticement to sin. But what sin? Not just sin. Not just sin. Here, everybody eat pork at 3:00. No, you're going to be tried by the enticement to sin through the idea of piercing. What happened to Nolan? He got pierced. What's he gonna do to the world? He's gonna para you. He's gonna para you. Okay. So in the Israelite world, attention, Israelite world. Okay. Is this a part of prophecy? You got too many guys, too many upstarts, right? Too many people standing out here talking, teaching, bring it out. That's right. Okay. Well, is this a part of prophecy, Mr. That's right? Okay. All these guys out here getting thousands and thousands of views. So they need to stand on this. They need to declare it. Is this something that Israelites need to watch out for, be aware of? Does this have to do with anything pertaining to prophecy? If you are talking about prophecy, because guess what? We are to prophesize unto you. So if you are an Israelite and you've just woken up, or you may watch other camps and you kind of jump in GMS because you might like this video, you might want to watch that. Well, you need to go to whoever you are learning from, whoever you're conning, whoever you're all praising, whoever you're fiery emojiing, okay? Whoever you click on when you're sitting on your feet on your couch in your dim lit living room, all right, with faith on the wall, you need to ask them. You need to ask them, okay? Because when I first woke up, when I was allowed to wake up, the only Israelite camp in the city I was in Syracuse, was ISPK, which there's not even an ISPK Syracuse no more, because if it's of men, it'll come to naught. And I was in the classroom. I was the only one in the classroom by myself, not knowing, as a sheep, okay? As a sheep, I said, but I was following Great Millstone, but I was still kind of watching IUIC for this, ISBK for that. And I sat in there and I believed and still believe the teachings of Great Millstone. So I asked them, okay? I went to the dark side. I went deep. And I said, what's the mark of the beast? Oh man, I think he went to like Deuteronomy or something. That was the only and last time they made me sign my name. I gave them a wrong name, a wrong address, okay, and skedaddled out of there, okay? So any of you out there that follow IUIC, that follow ISBK, that follow BOW, that follow LOI, AOI, the servants, any of them, okay? You did I say watchman? Watchman, all right? You out there, knock, knock, knock. If you're listening, if the Lord allowed you to come across a video like this, all right, is this a part of prophecy? Is this something that you should be looking out for? So, I think I beat a dead horse. I'm going to end it there. Like I said, the only reason I did this lesson, it came out 16 hours ago. And I said, well, oh, damn, look at that prophecy, look at that prophecy. Look at this. Look at this. And even when you go into the blue letter, they go into this. See, look at this. Okay. There's an hour of temptation through the idea of piercing, but good or bad. He told BBC he knew the risk of what he was doing, but good or bad, whatever it may be, I would be helping. If everything worked out, then I could help being a participant of Nura. All right. He said, if something terrible happened, I knew they would learn from it. See, so he was sacrificed. And anyone who receives it shall be what? In the lake of fire. So let's put Mark, lake, fire. Let's see what comes up. Go to Revelations 15. Look, Revelation 19 and 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet, all right, that wrought miracles. Which false prophet? Going into Esau, his fake, the Catholic, all right. Then you got the Christian, and you got the Muslim, you got all this BS, okay. But now you got even false prophets in the world of Israel, just like in the past. Wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that received the mark. See? So now ask this. What is the mark? I just want to know, elder, bishop, what's the mark in the Bible? And then if they go to Ezekiel 9, run away. Okay? You got to watch, guys. Ezekiel 9 mark is the wa, exemption for judgment. It's spiritual. Revelation 13 mark, charagma, physical. Big difference. Stop being simple. Stop being a black Christian. Stop being simple. Stop thinking skin folk is kinfolk. All right? Your salvation's on the line. Seek ye your salvation. Didn't the Apostle Paul tell it to the Philippians? So he's telling that to us now. You need to seek your own salvation. This is how you do it. Okay? Receive. So people are going to be deceived to receive a mark. What What is a mark that he's going to deceive you to get? Receive the mark of the beast. What is the mark of the beast? And them that worshipped his image, they both were cast alive into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone. The lake of fire is going to be here in Babylon the Great, the virgin daughter Babylon the Great, which is America. And the lake of fire will be fulfilled through the act of the Third World's War of nuclear destruction on Babylon after the mark is made mandatory. So what is the mark that will be made mandatory that people were deceived in receiving when he tried the world? It's right here. It's his technology, man. It's the C-hip, okay? How do you buy and sell with sin? All right? So I just wanted to do that quick lesson. Is this a part of prophecy? And that question goes out there for any of you listeners, any of you wallflowers, any of you that kind of watch like Sting from the shadows, okay? We're calling you out. We're calling you Israelite believers out because now more is required of you, okay? And let me get Ezekiel, so that just crossed my mind. Ezekiel, what is that, 33 and 33? Okay, watch this. Last one and I'm done. I think it's 33 and 33. Let me see real quick. The watchman's duty. Okay, so going back, if they are watchmen of Israel, you have a camp called Watchmen of Israel. Calling you out. Watchmen of Israel. Jeez, my spelling is so terrible. Israel, mark of, let's see what the watchman said of the beast. Watchmen gonna get you killed, man. Isn't that funny? They call themselves watchmen for Israel and they're not even watching. This is demonic. So when guys put certain thumbnails up, it really shows a spirit through it. This looks like a fucking Freemason sign. Okay, we watch everything. Okay, you got one guy, you got one camp calling themselves watchmen for Israel, and they ain't watching for shit. Then you got another camp that call themselves Israel United in Christ, and they said they shall come saying they're anointed. Come on, man. Where's the 5 fucking hours? 5 hours to tell you nothing? You're looking at false prophets right here, and we're marking you. Mark them that cause division. So we're marking you. What we bind on earth is bound in heaven. So now this is before the Lord. These false prophets now have been exposed before the throne of the Lord. And the Lord ain't dealing with no false prophets. So judgment is coming. And not only for the false prophets, but for those that believe in false prophecies. What did the Lord tell those men? You better flee from the tents of these wicked men, or the earth going to open up on your ass too. You want to know what a false prophet looks like? They're right here. They're right here. Okay? Be simple, be stupid, get chipped, then dipped. Okay? You want to chip with the side of that burger? Okay? Let me end it off on this, man. Watchmen. How dare you? Ezekiel 33. All right, I'm done. Ezekiel 33. And look at this. Look at this. Ezekiel 33 and 30. This is for you that be secretly watching Great Millstone. It says Ezekiel 33 and 30. Also, son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls, by the camps, by their little government-funded 501c3 schools and classes. You mean to tell me you're going to follow somebody that's in league with the enemy, and the enemy gave their ass a fucking one-bedroom class like they give the black woman a one-bedroom apartment for her and all her fucking children? She gets a building, you get a building, they all get a building. You're going to get a chip too. And it says, and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another. So we know they talk about us, okay? Everyone to his brother. Look at this. Be crazy. Saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord. So they want to hear. Or you want to hear what the prophet got? You want to hear what the Lord got to say? The Lord telling you that your false leaders and prophets are going to be destroyed, and there's going to be a mandatory mark that my prophets have told you. And if you don't take heed, your ass going to be destroyed too. Then you're going to be in the kingdom with shame. There you go. That's the message. Next. And they come up to thee as people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people. So they shalom, 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 right? And they hear thy words, but they will not do them. So they be listening. A lot of times that people to be watching us, not everybody's watching us to be edified. They're watching to get entertained. They're watching while smoking blunts, committing adultery, being niggas, being in the world, being evil, okay? That's why the most they can do is watch, because they don't have the spirit where they can't come up to camp, okay? It says, but they will not do them. For with their mouths they shew much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. See? And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song. Entertainment. I was just watching the elder apostles, and he said, you came up to be edified, not entertained. You know? And it says a lovely song of one. Yeah, you want to see us rebuke Esau. You want to see boots get kissed. You want to see people march. You want to say all praises to vanity. It says a lovely song of one that has a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. See? It says, so anybody out there, I'm going to say this. I'm going to pull a card from Elder Apostle Kabar, and I'm going to say, any of you watching, if you believe this is the mark, put it in the comment chat. Put it in the comments, not you sisters, okay? You sisters, you know your role. So call law, you know that this is the mark. Just be at peace with that. You don't got to showcase. You don't got to show your face. You don't got to show your opinion. You know in the spirit, that's fine. So this is for all brothers, okay? You Israelite out there, Israelite world, if you watch this video, even though you know it, comment down below. Comment in the comment board and say, this is prophecy. This is the mark of the beast. Tell me what it is. Put the precepts down there. Let's fill it up, man. Okay? Because this thing's about to go down. And then when it does, guess what? And when this cometh to pass, and lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet or prophets have been among them. So with that being said, I truly pray that this lesson was edifying, exhorting, comforting, enlightening to the body of believers, starting with you beloved brothers and you very few sincere sisters, okay? And I just want to say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do root well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, shalom.